Happy New Year.
New Year.
Starting off fresh. You know, I know sometimes people say, it's just another day. And yeah, I get that piece, but I always think it's a great way to kind of close a chapter and you're beginning a fresh one. So I personally like that there is a deadline. You are done December the 31st, January 1st, you start fresh. Whether it's resolutions or whether it's just a new way you're going to do things, it doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's
of something
clean.
being like, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like hitting the end of a Monday.
Oh,
and you go to bed and you're like, and it's been a Monday, right? And you go to bed, you're like, oh, tomorrow's a brand new day. But this is a whole brand new year.
Exactly.
Of opportunity sitting in front of us.
And that's why it's so exciting, because we're going to start off with, what's your why? Mm-hmm. Why do you want to have your own equine business? And whatever format that might be. It might be coaching. It might be Olympics. It just might be, again, equine assisted learning.
And even if you're already doing something, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be revisiting this. Like you should be checking back in as to, why am I doing this again? Because sometimes you get down a path that's not the right path for what you were trying to do in the first place. Mm-hmm. And we've done it before where we get like just a little off track. We're like, wait a second. That's not why we're doing this in the first place, right?
Yeah.
And when you come back, it does give you that sense of fresh and new, and like you're meant to be where you're supposed to be at that point, rather than flailing. Because when you don't have your why, you really are
you're lost.
Yeah.
You don't always have to have the why. So we're going to help you to get your why today.
Darn tootin' galootin'.
Exactly.
But before we do that, of course, we have to go through, because this isn't new. We're going to keep doing all of these same things that we've done before in our lives with our regular old rigmarole. So if you do hear something today that blows your mind, or you think to yourself, wow, I have really great information, throw in that hashtag,
Holy Jumpin' Tuna Fish.
Because we want to know what you think is interesting or what you think is cool, so that we can keep bringing you that fresh new information as well. Of course, this is always good too, because share this out. Sharing is in fact
caring.
It's caring, everybody. And this is one, I think, for the horse industry especially, it's good to revisit your whys. Why are you doing these things? Are we keeping the right things into context? Are we making this just all about the business? Do we still have the horses within all of those pieces too? So this is a good one for all horsey people out there to revisit. So share this one out. And then, of course, we always want to know who it is that we're talking to.
Yeah.
So let us know who you are, where you're from, so we can say hi, because we like to do those things as well. And then, of course, the lovely hashtag, we are life changers. That's you. That's us. That's the animals we work with. That's the people we run into or just bump into a stranger on the street. We all have the opportunity to change a life for the better, ideally, every single day that we live and breathe, right? And sometimes that's just being kind. It's just saying a nice word. It's just a smile. I've seen a lot of Canadian TikToks of what Canadians do is they walk around and they meet eye contact with someone, and it's true. It's just the nod, right? Maybe try a full smile. Just see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone might think you're creepy, but they might love it.
Oh, Terry, it's been a long time. Happy New Year.
Yes, you're on away. Sarah from
Bezanson,
Alberta.
Hey, didn't we go through this
I feel like this is something we've done before, Sarah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Platteville, Colorado.
Woo.
Nice to see you on, Deb, as well. Welcome, everybody. And it's nice to always see a few different
newbies
and new names on there, too. Loving it.
Welcome to our tribe, if you will.
Yes. And then if anybody is catching us on replay after, throw in that replay so we can come back and say hello to you as well. And for anybody who's new, we love questions.
Yeah.
We love interaction.
Yeah.
Tell us about you. Ask questions about us. We love it all. So bring it all in. Give it all to us, because it helps us function.
And we've been in the industry and in this specific business for beyond years and years and years. So it's so nice if you're thinking what do they mean by that? Or what would it mean for me? Ask the question, because we might, open your pathway in your brain a little bit differently because you hadn't thought of it that way before. Sometimes that forest through the trees. You can't see it. But someone else might be able to just open something so you can see that little pathway, that little light.
And even we've seen it from different perspectives, right? Like of how you do things versus how I do things, and other people around the globe too. So it's nice to have like-minded folk you can bounce some ideas off of as well.
Exactamundo.
So who are these like-minded folk that are talking to you? My name is Carolyn Charles. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing, as well as an instructor and facilitator for the Equine Connection, the Academy of Equine Assisted Learning, Inc.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie Fulmack, the founder of the Equine Connection, a master instructor helping people globally around the world do exactly what it is what we do, and that is having a job that you will never think is a job in your entire life. The passion, the purpose, the destiny that you feel working with a horse daily, breathing him in, it's so beautiful. And then on top of it, you actually get to help humans to move forward in their own lives, to heal, to feel those therapeutic benefits of just being with a horse. Because we know as horse people, we have that on a regular basis. But I do have to say, as horse people, sometimes we still get carried away in our own life and we forget to be in the being. And what I mean by that is anytime you're with a horse, be in the awe. And I don't use the awesome or awe word too often, because to me, that is the most biggest word you can possibly use. But when we get so busy, we forget to be in that awe moment that look at this living being that's so generous to us, who gives to us so much. And this is why it's not a job. Like, I don't know what else you call it, but we make a living doing what it is that we do, working with horses, helping people move forward. So it is pretty cool. So your whys are important. I know for even myself, and maybe we should give a little example. Here's my why I wanted to start a business with horses. I have wanted it since I was a wee little child. I, of course, could never afford to do such a thing. I couldn't even afford to get my own horse until I was 18. But my mom always sent me away to a little Christian camp, and they always had horses there. And of course, you got to learn about horses and go on horseback riding rides. That didn't make sense.
Horseback riding rides?
Horseback riding rides.
Yes.
And of course, that's where that love just so grew. But it took until I was almost in my 40s, so my late 30s, before I got my dream come true, because I thought of it all the time. I wrote it down in my yearly fresh new. Okay, this is what I do. I always write down my goals for the year, but then I close the book because I don't need to look at them anymore because it's all written down. And when this appeared into my life, my why was, I'm dying. So I always think this way. I'm dying and I know I can die today. Knowing that I can die today helps me to live for today. So I was kind of going through, what do I want to be as an entrepreneur? Like, what do I want to be when I grow up? And why is it so important that I work with horses? And I just thought, my last breath on earth, I want it to be something I do love being a part of. I don't want to do material things. I've been there, done that. You sell things all the time to humans, but I don't want to be a part of that life piece anymore. I wanted to be with a horse, but also being able to help a human, but not with riding or anything else. But I never knew what it was ever going to look like. I wanted to do tack. I always thought of so many different horsey ideas, but they never felt right. So kept throwing my whys out there. Why do I want to do that? And I was being selfish or self-full. I do want the last breath that I take on this earth have to do with something purposeful, and that is helping a human, because that's our purpose on earth, is helping a human in some way or another. But I needed to do it with the horses. I needed my last breath I'm looking at my horses. That's right. That's what I get to do and be able to make a living. So my why was really a purposeful piece of what my last breath is going to look like. Does that make sense?
Totally, it does. And I think there's you're at different aspects of life when you're looking for your why, right? And you think about, I think about before I was going to college and I was deciding, okay, what am I going to go get a degree in here? I want something that I'm all about, right? Well, I ended up choosing on what didn't have a math component. So I'm not sure if I was actively seeking my purpose at that point, because I was like, public relations, no math, sold, right? I can deal with the public. I like to talk, no problem. So I thought that was kind of the path maybe that I was meant to go down. And then I'd find a career, I worked at the Calgary Police Service, loved it. Felt like I was giving something back to the community that way too. We did a lot of community policing stuff and that sort of thing. So felt like I had a little bit of a purpose there too. And I was doing good stuff. And I always knew that I did want to do something with people. I knew I wanted to help, but I had no comprehension of what that looked like. And I definitely had no comprehension that would have anything to do with a horse, because at that point, I didn't have anything to do with the horse.
No.
So I really had no idea that that would all come in. But it's interesting how you can go through life and think you have all of your whys set up. And those whys are still there. My whys of wanting to help people, that's still an underlying factor for sure. But you don't know what that purpose piece is going to look like until you start to maybe fall into it in a few different ways. And then once I got into it, now my whys are so much stronger as to why we do what we do, because it fills my bucket every single day, which is, again, selfish, self-full. But it does fill my bucket to hear what our clients say after they've worked with the horses, or how it helps other people change their lives. That's something that fills me every day. But the other side of it is getting this to everybody who could use it. Horses have changed my life so much, and not changing my person, but allowing me to be my person in so many different ways, authentically. But to have that available to all the people out there who were like me, who always needed it and had no idea they needed it, that to me is a huge why. That's why we train people. That's why we want the horses taken into account. All of that goes back to a huge part of the whys, I think for both of us as well, is that then this gets passed on, because it's not just about if your why is to make $1 million.
I don't know if it's the right business, because it is horses.
It is, yeah.
I mean, making a living, yes, but to be a millionaire with horses, I don't know.
I mean, you can do it,
sure.
but probably not doing this.
No, probably not. You might not want to go into a different equine industry for that one.
Yes, and I love, Deb, I saw what you had written before as well. And then I love this, just your first sentence here. I want to honor my horse. Lady who I had for 27 years changed my life. And I love that word honor, because it's true. They give us so much, and that's a huge part of our whys, honoring that horse and what the welfare is, and that what they need out of all of these pieces too. Not just take. How do we give back to the horse world as well, and spread that education as well as train people, as well as help people, as well. But all those whys really go together really beautifully too. Which is why I came out to Colorado and got my animal science degree. And my husband, oh wow, my daughter's into animal communication behavior. My horse Kahlua helped me get out of there from It's amazing. And I hear your sister on the depression side of things, and these horses, they're lifesavers. And the more people that we can even let know about that it's an option for them, I think is a huge why across the board. And the important piece, and really write this down as your number one, you really have to go in deep. Why do you want to be in a business to do with a horse? Because I do have to tell you, it doesn't have to do with money. Like if you're going to write down to make $50,000 a year, and again, we do need to have that for a goal, but if you don't have your passion, what fills your being, that's your why. It's a deep piece. And what Deb, you just said, that's huge and deep, because can you imagine you've already, and you are still living in those pieces, and how you would be able to help other humans who are also in their depression piece as well on a regular basis. Because as we know, depression, you just don't get over. There's no light switch association.
So it's so nice to understand your why. So really keep in mind when you're doing, why do I want to have a horse business? Be very, and again, I want to say selfish, but it's not selfish. It's actually being self-full. Why do you, Carrie Fulmick, want to have this business? What's the purpose in your why for doing it? And don't let money come into, again, because I want to make this kind of money, because that will come later in your goals. But you really have to understand is to what's the piece to the why you're wanting others to do, because it's for service of others. It's not just for ourselves when we're going into business.
But your why is a self-reflection, right? This is a self-reflective piece, not the typical, I want to make $55,000 a year. I want to own this many horses. I want to help this many people. You're not going into those numbers yet of that piece. This is what's the feel? What's that feeling of purpose for you at the end of the day? What is your why with all of those pieces as well?
And don't get all messed up and discombobulated in your brain as you're writing your why and saying, oh my gosh, this is going to cost me $300,000 or this is going to cost me $1 million. Because you see, this is why we have to get out of all the money pieces. It's got to be our soul, our heart, our being. Why do I want to do this? And take away everything else, because if you start allowing your human brain to keep feeding it to say you can't do this, you'll never be able to do this because you don't have this kind of money, you don't have land, you don't have a horse, you don't have this, you don't have that. You see, then you stop putting in your whys. So be really conscious of how you're putting in your why.
Yeah, and even I like, because I'm loving these statements that are coming up from people like Sarah too. I want to have a place where horses can help heal military and first responders. All animals and humans deserve peace. That's that last statement.
Yes.
All animals and humans deserve peace. So what does that mean to your why, right? Because it's not just about the heal part. Like, why do they deserve peace? What does that mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
What does peace mean, right? Like, and what has it done for you? And you see a lot of the comments that people come through. It's because we've lived it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's a connection there that something's happened to you, so therefore you want to share that. And what a glorious part of a why is by wanting to positively affect somebody else's life as yours has been too.
I think you hit the nail on the head though, because here is all of our whys, yours and ours. It is through connection. That's the piece that is lacking.
100%.
And that's the piece when our world changed in a blink of an eye. Connection went bye-bye. And we need to have connection in order to survive. Like we really do, which brings us peace, which brings us joy, which brings us purpose for why we're living every single day of our life, right?
I love this too. The last 2 years I've lost my house, but the whys are still intact. And I have to tell you, as long as you have those whys, the hows can come back into place, right? Because if the whys are strong, you figure out how to do the other parts. But that's a very cool place. Create a space for horses and humans to grow in harmony.
Harmony even sounds great.
Yes.
I love that, and especially since you harmonize so beautifully, Terry.
Yes. I love self-full. We love
Isn't
that
it
too.
a great word?
Because we're so down with, because you do something for yourself, it's selfish. Well, that doesn't have the nicest
It's actually
connotation.
self-full, because then you're a better human, which means you can help all the other humans in your life.
Freaking
Yep.
Laura reasons love horses, help people who are disabled like me. Again, there's that like me.
Yes.
Like me, right?
Yes, I love that.
Oh, Leah, you wrote a book today. How to make the world better for horses. We know that horses don't have horse problems. They have people problems. Yeah. So we expect them to adapt in their own. Oh my gosh. Okay. Everybody go read Leah's comment. It's very, very well done.
Oh, even that ending.
Yeah. How human development and equine well-being. The horses empower humans by offering a method of guidance and exchange that allows us to examine our own physiological and emotional responses in a profound way. This is their culture and is also profoundly good for them. For you guys who don't know
beautiful.
Leah Dick, you should probably go
We
check
love
her
her.
out too. Yeah,
We love
she's
her.
stunning.
You all want to love her,
Yep,
because
you
if
do.
you're a horse person, you just always want to be in with her.
But I had to say, I'm very impressed with everybody's, like,
Me
what the
too.
comments
Your
are
whys
here so far.
are truly just beautiful, because it's just being who it is that you are. But understanding your why gives you that step and what you need to do next. Because here's the thing, our beautiful little tribe. Anytime we do have a dream, no matter what it is, dreams are hard. Like if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. There's very few of us on this earth who actually get to have our last breath doing exactly what it is that we absolutely love. Because dreams are hard, and because hardness is hard for people. Sometimes they take the sign of it being hard is I'm supposed to quit. It's the complete opposite. It's showing you, what are you made out of? Are you going to dig that tunnel? Are you going to build a bridge to get over the water? Like, you got to create it, but you still have to stay intact with your why. Because if you forget what your why is, I promise you will quit pretty darn easy. If you always retain your why, oh my gosh, you can move mountains to do it, because we only have a very short time on this earth. Like, we really do. If you really think of it, it's such a small little time that we got to move our butts, man. We don't have time to keep talking about our doing it. We got to just do it, but we still have to understand our why piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hello, Carla.
Hey, how you doing?
Always lovely to see you. I love all the people coming in. It's kind of a new, different group today.
Yeah, I'm liking this a lot.
Yeah, not that we don't like a regular group. Everybody can come.
Here's the other thing that in your why, and we do have a beautiful little fun gift that we are giving away today as well. For those of you who need some help in your direction of why you want to have your own horse equine business. So definitely you want to stay tuned in. Tuned in? Okay. Okay, I'm just saying the same exact words that I always do. I get a little mixed up in my verbiages. Do a letter or not a letter, but even if you like writing bullet point, I'm a bullet point writer. If you like writing paragraphs or stories, this could be something for you, is describing who or why you want to help that one person. What does that one person look like to you? A lot of times in business, we think so big that it gets overwhelming that we stop. So when you do your why, it's just about yourself. But in that why is the client, which you've already set. So that's why you're doing this business, why you want to do this business. But in your why, it needs to be, what does this person look like? So for example, when we had first started helping humans globally around the world do what we do, I wrote it all out as to what this person looked like to me. Well, she was a single mom. She had 3 children. She was an entrepreneur, never made it big in her entrepreneurial businesses, made a living. She loved working with horses. She loved being a mom. And then I listed what she looked like. I said she had, shoulder length hair. She always wore a white t-shirt, cowboy boots, a little dirt on her face. So I designed this whole person in who she was for us, as who we would try to help to do what we do. And after I read it a few times, I'm like, hey, that's freaking me.
Yeah, I just love that. Was just the comment that came out from Carla too. Can it be me? Kind of turns out to be that way.
It does turn out to be who it is that you are. So
mine is
it's kind of funny.
Well.
Yeah, but really be detailed to what your client looks like. Because here's the magic. When you know who your one client is, and you are so focused on why you're helping that one client, that's when the door opens for the others to be able to come in. Because not everybody's going to be that one client, but because you open it up and you understand your why and why you're helping that one person, that opens up the area for the others to be able to come in. But we have to be clear in business. Being in business, and of course, having a dream is tons of work. So if you're not crystal clear on what it is that needs to happen with those whys, things fall apart quite easily because you don't have your foundation built. You always have to have a foundation to everything that it is that you will build. Just like a house, it needs that cement or whatever it is on the bottom for that strength. And then you keep building, and then you change things. You can change it whatever way you want, but you still always need that foundation to be strong. It's kind of like in your why, you would create your own even mission statement, if you would, or if you will, or a vision statement too, because it's that statement that always keeps us always moving forward. Even if we feel a little deflated, we go back and we read, this is our mission. This is why. So
I love what Deb put here too. I love that. Reach one person, one horse at a time. The fact of the matter is, and almost every person does this, is you want to help everybody, because we do. We want to help the whole wide world.
But you can't.
You just can't.
It's like the horses. You can't help them all.
And at the end of the day, if you want to help everybody, you end up helping nobody, because you can't be succinct enough on who it is that you're talking to, that you're helping, that you want to move forward with as well. So you really do have to kind of break it down and focus on who is that person that you actually want to help, and what does that mean to you, right? Why is it that person? And then it kind of does go out from there as well. But for any of you who are going into business and are like afraid of the sales part, even, this is what saves you from ever feeling like a salesman, because you have such a passion for it. You know who this person is. You know who you're talking to. It just comes from you, and people feel the passion and the purpose that you have with it. So you never have to worry about being that salesperson in the same way, because that was my biggest thing. I was like, I don't want to be a salesperson.
But you don't sell to people. And I think that is one of the biggest things. And of course, through our certification, through our training, we're always helping our facilitators to be able to move forward in how they go sell to the organizations. But again, you're not selling, but you still need to be able to get into the people that you're wanting to help.
Yeah.
So it's got to be, you have to understand those reasons why you are going in, because it isn't selling. Because if you sell, you don't make it. If you show the value and that passion for what you were just saying and how it has changed a human's life. And you got to know your whys in the horse too. I do have to tell you, like, if you get carried away with, because the horses, it's so magnificent, it's so beautiful, they're a sentient being, and you give this whole list this long, lots of people are just going to fade on out because they're not understanding.
They're not horse people.
They're
no
not
idea.
horse people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like when
So,
you would tell me stuff about okay,
yeah,
like it
seriously.
didn't mean anything to me because
No.
I hadn't experienced it yet.
So you got to know specifically and a few whys for even your client. Why is your horse lady going to be able to help me? You have to know how they're going to be able to help me. And again, if we're going into, let's say, that area of depression, now we have to bring that out. How is lady going to help you to not feel so lonely or not feel sad or whatever those words are that you come up with? But that's what we're trying to help our people. When we're working with our corporate people, we would bring in different whys to our top dudes when we're talking to them, because we're not going to talk about the even though they're so beautiful and magnificent,
but they don't want to hear that fluff stuff. They want to know how are they going to benefit.
Yeah, like
right?
Why would your horse Brandon actually make a change in my team?
Yeah.
So you need to know the answers to how would Brandon? Well, Brandon's the leader in our herd. So of course, how does a herd set up in their life? Well, that's how we're going to be able to talk to the
potential clients.
Thank you. I'm like, what do I call them?
The
CEO? The people, because we want to bring in those parallels to what the horse already has in their culture and their language, but we're going to bring it into their language. So it makes sense how this horse is going to help their team to actually work together. Because if you don't work together, you do not succeed. It's just that simple.
It's very true.
Yeah. Horses do it so eloquently because they know that's what you have to do in order to feel safe. That's right.
And it's bringing it full circle even to what you were talking about before with that connection piece, right? There still has to be a connection. I don't care if you're in a workplace. I don't care if you're talking about what your whys are in life. I don't care if we're talking about horses or we're talking about people. Connection's huge. It's absolutely huge. And it's something that all walks of life really need right now. And it's how we can help to build skills while working with horses is that connection.
Absolutely.
That is what we'll need in the future is the language.
The language is very big. I agree with you. If you don't have that language and the professional language, because we don't want to just literally always talk from our heart, because we know for different styles of how humans communicate, that wouldn't work for everybody. We can't tell everybody our heart stuff,
and
right?
They're cute and they make me feel loved. That's not going to go with everybody.
No.
Yeah.
But if you meet someone who's the same way you are, well then, as Carolyn just did,
and they're cute.
Yeah, then you can get away with it, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, language is absolutely a big one.
Oh, there's a Carolyn.
Hey.
Spelled like me and everything.
Hey.
Hello, Carolyn. So yeah, the whys are huge. They're absolutely massive in, again, that foundation, the piece that you constantly go back to and you constantly build upon as well. But we do have a giveaway.
Yes, and this will help you in many areas of your whys to give you that spark, that desire that you need back again and again. Don't go to money, everybody. Don't think about all the stuff you don't have. Think about the stuff you do have when you're doing this gift, because you do have tons. I promise you, you're human that exists on this earth. That makes you so amazingly rich for so many other people. So really keep the monetary piece out of it when you're doing it, because when you see who you are by creating your horse business, you come to life like you do.
It's true.
Money take you down and you get tired because it's heavy.
Yeah. And you don't even know what you need yet.
Yeah.
So don't get into all I'm going to need this. You
No.
don't even know. So don't do that.
No.
Just, why do you want to do it? That's it.
Yeah. Simple.
Leave it at that.
Okay. And Carolyn's going to tell you how.
Yes. So we've got this lovely giveaway. Unfortunately, we can't give one to everybody. So we're going to get you guys to enter to win into this one in the comments here as well. But it is the 5-day business challenge that we are giving away with this one.
And it's an online course, so it's really nice, but there's videos in it. So it will help you it's not just words. I'm sorry. I think you need pictures, you need videos, you need us talking, and it really helps you in creating. And I would honestly have your own special book that you like to write your own thoughts or feelings or whatever in.
Oh,
I don't know.
Good question.
What?
I'm going to come right back to you, Deb. How do I get my husband on that board?
Okay.
So enter to win. If you do want to win this one, throw it into the comments, enter to win, put those exact words in. And then we're going to do a draw. I think we'll give it 24 hours. Hey,
sure.
To get let people watch on replay and that sort of thing too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
thought they all got it. See,
You're
I was
giving it to
confused.
everybody?
That's what I was
I was
thinking.
going to draw a name.
I like that. She's very frugal with my
Yeah. Oh,
with my
yeah.
what?
I don't know. With the internet usage.
But which is very good because she does save money because she's very careful. But
well,
I
then they're
thought,
not really entering
did
to
we-
win, so they're just
no.
winning.
right?
Okay.
Did
well,
I
guess
misunderstand our giveaway?
I'm going to say that our communication was lacking in how we discussed this.
Let's
But we did
start
discuss it at length.
the new year just like we always do, not on the same page.
But they're doing it, so I guess everybody wins. Is that what we're going with?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Carrie is feeling festive and giving, which I guess is what we're supposed to be. So
We
everybody
are.
wins. Throw in your enter to win, and then I will send you a quick message because we'll probably need to get your email unless you're in Teachable already.
That's very true.
Yes.
Yes. But
So-
it is it's a 5-day course. And it probably will take at least 10 to 15 minutes each day. I mean, you can whip through it if you want, but I find when you have to go deep like this, especially to your whys, it actually takes a while to process. You want to hear the video, have a cup of tea, go sit on your front porch, go build a snowman, whatever it is you need to do. It helps you to get to the place of that why piece.
and have let it marinate a little bit. You
Mm.
don't have to rush through it.
No,
you
it's
know?
yours.
Yeah, just let it marinate. So I guess everybody's a winner. Winner chicken dinners. You're all entering. You all win. Congratulations.
But you have to put it in.
Yes,
Right?
Darn tootin'. And Erica just said win. That's not happening, Erica. You need all the words.
I like that. Be hard on Erica.
That's right.
That's right. A dream is hard, Erica. Now you have to type it in the same way.
So, Deb, with your question, how do I get my husband on board with my why? So this is
And away from the focus on money.
what would his whys be in that too, is a thing that he's going to need to come up with. Because if this is something you want to work on together, or if you need his support in it, bring him the whys first, absolutely. But if it does come down to money, figure out your whys and then figure out how can you incorporate those pieces after the fact too. And if you want, we can always set up a time to chat. I speak fluent husband
Yes,
when it
she
comes
does.
to this, so I can help.
And I do have to say, being an entrepreneur, a huge why for any of your partners will always be if you already have horses, you are spending the money all the time.
Mhm.
They know that in your life. They know that it consistently goes to a horse something. So that is your win, if you will,
Yeah.
because then you will present to them, you see, honey, I spend this much money every year on our 7 horses. So you see it from these thousands of dollars, instead of it going out the
Yes.
window, bye-bye, now I'm going to create it into a business. So now I have write-offs, honey. What does that mean, honey? It means that it's just not going out the window. I get to keep it in my business and keep moving it forward every year until I
love
make
that.
enough income. So
Honey.
there's so many things that
Honey.
can happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, Erica did it right.
Yeah. I can just imagine. She's like, oh, good Lord, Caroline. I was just teasing. It's okay.
I love it. Okay, well, I hope this helped everybody.
Yeah.
And it was so
I feel like-
exciting to see you all. Do you have one more thing to say? Give
No.
away?
I think that was it. Oh, because I wanted to go back to Deb. No, I'm good. Yep. No, I am good because I just wanted to go back to the comment. I definitely want to chat sometime. Awesome. We will be happy to set that up. So just send us a PM and we can set up a time to chat for sure, Deb. All right.
Sure.
Show. So happy New Year, everybody. What a beautiful way to start it off. Is figuring out what your whys are.
It really is. And remember, stay in your being, stay in your now. Don't let the world beat your head down and you can't do things,
It's true.
because that's where you don't want to go, because otherwise nobody will ever move forward, because our brain always tells us this stuff that we can't do. That's why the whys outweigh. They're the angel. The money's the little devil guy. You remember the angel and the devil?
Do people still remember that?
I don't know, but it was great on
There.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, it was
Always
good.
had the angel talking in one ear and the little devil talking in the other ear.
Exactly right.
But I was going to say something really profound.
But don't let the money be the little devil yapping in your ears what you were going with.
Oh, okay, which really does make sense. Why not you? Like, there is no reason. Sometimes people say, well, this person's successful because they had this, this, and this. This person is doing well because they knew of this person. You see, we can never go there. If I can do it, if you can do it, why not you? I always say it's the same thing. So Oprah is Oprah and Ellen is Ellen. and
They still put
they're
their pants on.
human beings.
Yeah.
But why not you? If you want to be not an Oprah, a you, and go start your own talk shows, why not you? Like, don't ever get dragged in that you couldn't have what your heart and soul desire to. Because remember, life is so short. Live and breathe each day with knowing you're doing your purpose on this earth, because it's a great way to say adios, earth. It really is.
It is. And
Yeah.
I have to tell you guys, out of all of the facilitators, one of the fastest moving facilitators to start up the business that we ever had ran it out of the back of their car.
I love that.
Okay. So it wasn't the person who had a gazillion horses and the fanciest arena and contacts and everything else. She had a little hatchback.
Yeah.
She ran out of the back of her car and just made it work. So it's never about what you have or what you don't have. It's about why you want to move forward with this and how you can do all those pieces too.
So have fun. And for all of those who put in enter to win, we will see you within that course as well, because we can also help you in there.
Yes. So happy New Year again, everybody. And we will see y'all next week, I guess.
Yeah. Have a great one.